So what are plyometrics? Plyometrics are simply an eccentric action followed by a concentric action. It's a short, rapid stretch of the muscles. Prerequisites for plyometrics include a base of strength, a base of speed, a base of balance and stability, as well as proper landing technique. The reason plyometrics are used is because it helps improve neuromuscular coordination, the rate of stretch of muscles. They're power-based exercises, so they help you become more explosive. So today I'm going to go over proper landing techniques so that you can perform your plyometrics movements with ease. When performing plyometrics, you really want to think of shock absorption. And shock absorption comes from your joints. So when you land, as long as you're bending at your joints, you know that your joints are absorbing some of that shock. So for example, if I were to jump and land stiffly, so my knees are locked, my hips are locked, and everything is in full extension, not only is that going to create pain, but that pain is going to shoot all the way up my spine, and I'm probably going to feel it in my head if I land hard enough. So when you're performing your plyometrics, when you're jumping, you want to ensure that you're bending at the ankles, at the knees, as well as the hips. So you're absorbing that shock, which is going to make it less painful on your joints, on your body, and it's going to make you a more efficient mover, or a more efficient jumper, I'll say. So here's a few different examples of exercises that you can practice to help improve your landing technique. First, you can begin with the quarter squat jump and stick. So what a quarter squat jump is, or what the quarter squat is pretty much a quarter squat. So a slight bend in the knees, essentially. So you're going to go slight bend in the knees, explode, and when you land, you want to make sure that you're bending at the joints. And you want to make sure that you stick your landing before you begin your next jump. So what that would look like is quarter squat, jump, land. Quarter squat, jump, land. Make sure that you're really focusing on your core, sticking your landing, focusing on your balance, absorbing that shock. Remember, you should only progress in your plyometrics movements once you've mastered your original technique. Whew, had a breath. So if you're starting with the quarter squat, jump, and stick with that movement until you're able to get used to your landing mechanics. From there, you can jump to different movements such as the lateral hop, a horizontal hop, single leg hops, double leg hop with a single foot land, single leg hop with a double foot land, rotational jumps. That was a bad one. We're gonna make that a 360. That was more like a 325, but you get what I'm saying. You got this. Remember, absorb that landing, bend at the joints, less pain, more efficiency. Plyometrics, you want to make sure that you're landing as a unit. So make sure that your upper body is coordinated with your lower body. Keep that core nice and engaged. Try not to allow those knees to cave into valgus when you're jumping. Ensure that your center of gravity is directly over your base of support. So my center of gravity is near my navel. I want to make sure that that's always over my base of support, so right over my feet. So every time I land, my center of gravity lands over my base of support each time. Also want to make sure that you have proper foot contact. So when you're landing, you want to make sure that both feet hit the ground at the same time. You want to make sure that you're landing athletically, which means that you have that slight bend in your knees to help absorb that shock. And you also want to make sure that, again, as I said, your upper body is coordinated with your lower body. So with that, your counter movement arm swing. So when you're bending down, your arm should be coming back. As you come up, your arm swing forward. Your torso should also have a slight lean forward, but that's to help with your balance and stability and making sure that's over your base of support. God damn it, truck.
First is the quarter squat, jump, and stick. Watch it again. Quarter squat, jump, and stick. Make sure to absorb that landing, bending at the joints, keeping your balance, keep that core nice and engaged. Next up is the lateral hop. Again, you shouldn't perform this movement until you've mastered that beginning movement, the quarter squat and jump. But again, you're still quarter squatting and jumping, but you're jumping laterally this time. Again, you're keeping that core nice and engaged. You're landing as a unit. Your body is in control. Next is the horizontal jump. So again, quarter squat, jump, stick, absorbing that shock upon landing, keeping your balance, maintaining joint stability.